Welcome to the deep dive. You're here because, like us, you want to get past the surface level and really understand things, but, without getting totally bogged down.
Right, finding those key insights quickly.
Exactly. So today we're digging into this really interesting concept from Ginseng called beginner's leverage.
Mhm.
The basic idea, and it sounds a bit weird at first, is that sometimes starting something like complete beginner, totally fresh, can actually unlock potential that being an expert might close off.
It really challenges that standard view, doesn't it? That more experience is always, always better.
Yeah. So we're going to explore that, like why mastery can sometimes, hold us back a bit.
And the flip side, the surprising power you can find, just embracing that feeling of not having a clue what you're doing initially.
So our mission for this deep dive is pretty straightforward. Give you a new angle on learning and growth efficiently.
Yeah, and this beginner's leverage idea, it's fascinating because when we become experts, we develop these patterns, right? A certain way of doing things, maybe even a bit of rigidity.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. You get good, you stick with what works.
Precisely. You might be, I don't know, fantastic with one tool or technique, but you use it so often in one specific way that you completely miss other ways it could be used, or other tools altogether.
So the beginner, they don't have that baggage.
Exactly. No established methods, no ingrained habits. They're just free. Free to mess around, try weird stuff, stumble onto things an expert might dismiss immediately.
Right. It connects to that line in the piece about the doors that mastery quietly sealed shut. Is that the idea?
That's a great way to put it. Yeah.
When you're starting out, you're sort of blissfully ignorant. You don't know the rules, so you're not afraid of breaking them.
Or even looking silly. That fear isn't there in the same way because, well, messing up is kind of expected, isn't it?
True. There's less pressure.
And that initial phase, that incompetence, it actually creates this space, a space for real exploration and maybe even a heightened awareness because everything is new.
Like the author's example, the paragliding.
Ah, yes, the paragliding in Brazil. Perfect example. Being a total beginner in a pretty high-stakes environment.
Yeah, I'll say.
It forced this incredible presence, this openness to learning that maybe their expertise in other fields wouldn't have allowed for. It was humbling. Yeah,
Humbling, right. That vulnerability actually opened things up.
it did. It led to new insights, a different kind of understanding.
Okay, so how does this connect to the beginner sprint thing? That idea of spending just, what, 5 minutes a day being intentionally bad at something?
Ah, yeah, it sounds almost trivial, doesn't it? 5 minutes.
It does. Like, what's the real point of deliberately sucking at something for 5 minutes?
Well, the thing is, it's about rewiring our whole relationship with that initial awkward phase.
Yeah.
It lowers the stakes dramatically.
Okay, how so?
5 minutes. It's nothing. It's not a huge time commitment. It's not a major blow to the ego. If you're terrible, which you probably will be,
Right.
but doing that consistently, just dipping your toe into that beginner feeling every day, it builds a kind of resilience. You get less scared of that initial struggle when you face something new later on.
So it makes you braver about trying new things where you know you won't be good right away?
Exactly. It cultivates that habit of learning, of adapting. Reminds me of that quote, true masters don't hide the rest, they go looking for it.
I like
Yeah.
that. Go looking for the rust. So finding the areas where you aren't proficient keeps you sharp.
Keeps you growing, keeps you from stagnating.
So, okay, the goal isn't to stay a beginner forever. It's about using that beginner mindset, the fresh eyes, the freedom from expectations to actually learn faster or better in the long run.
You got it. It's recognizing that real growth often means stepping way outside the comfort zone, embracing that I'm not good at this yet feeling.
Which is uncomfortable for a lot of us, especially if we're used to being competent.
Definitely. And it makes you think, doesn't it? What are you maybe avoiding just because you dread that initial fumble?
Yeah.
This whole idea suggests pushing through that could unlock something really unexpected. That beginner sprint, it's a practical little test. 5 minutes. What could you try this week? Something you know you'll be clumsy at.
It's a neat challenge. And for anyone wanting to, explore this mindset more deeply,
Yeah, the author points to a couple of classics. Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind by Shunryu Suzuki.
right, a foundational text on this.
And also The Art of Learning by Josh Waitzkin. Chess prodigy, martial arts champion. He knows a thing or two about mastery and the learning process.
They're not quick fixes, right? They're more about really digging into that perspective.
Exactly. Deeper dives, not self-help shortcuts, which fits with what our listeners want, I think. thorough understanding. It actually
Yeah.
brings another line from the source to mind. Um, Pivoting is giving yourself permission to suck at something and begin again.
Oh, wow. Okay. Permission to suck. That's freeing, actually.
Isn't it? It reframes change and starting over. It's okay not to be an expert on day one. It's necessary even.
So maybe the final thought to leave people with is that line, rust never rests, neither should your wonder.
A great closing thought.
Yeah. What are you curious about? Even if it feels intimidating or unfamiliar, that might just be the perfect place to, embrace your inner beginner. Find that leverage.
Find the wonder again.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for diving deep with us today.